2 segments to go here in the World Championships. Pretty excited to watch this finish. Just quick look: Italy beat USA in the bronze medal match, so Italy's on the podium for the first time in a while. And you can see the score there in the Norway-Switzerland match. That Switzerland's got a nice little 28-point lead to go into the last 2 segments, but the action has started, and I'm going to just jump straight to the table. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hide. There we go. Okay. All right, so we're back. It's board number 1. We have 32 boards to play today, 28 imps to make up. I'm pretty sure the score is official, and we don't have to add some fancy little numbers. Like in the last set, we weren't sure what the score was, but now we know. It is 28. South's opened a heart. It's gone a spade, and you can see here that North has jumped to 2-no trump, and it's been alerted. It's probably some kind of heart raise, especially as a passed hand. This is just common treatment now in the expert world. That 2-no shows a limit raise or better. It went 4 spades by the 5-card spade suit, and now you see Brogland has doubled. He didn't double just because he thinks they're going down in 4 spades. He also doubled because he thinks that they're making 4 hearts. That is the message that double here conveys: is hey, we were going to big game. Although he has 3 aces, so he's just going for it. All right, welcome, welcome, welcome. I have to get my YouTube comments up here. Hello, hello. All right, so in 4 spades doubled. Sorry, I'm just getting a little set up here. They've lost the ace of hearts, and they're gonna lose 2 clubs. Looks like they're gonna just have to sort out the jack of diamonds. They don't really know where the jack of diamonds is. They can finesse either person for the jack of diamonds. Good morning, good morning. Hi, hello, everybody. Thank you for getting involved in the conversation. This show is nothing without the comments from people, so I really appreciate people just getting involved in the conversation. The best place to do that is on Twitch, twitch.tv/WolpertBridge. That is the cleanest, it's the most up-to-date video, So at this point, so the way that Declare is going to solve the Jack of Diamonds is they're going to try to figure out who has more diamonds. And so there is a decent chance that the Declare can figure out who has more diamonds, because what Declare is going to want to do on this hand is he's going to want to ruff as many clubs as possible, because if he can figure out that South has only 1 spade, has 5 hearts, and has only 3 clubs, then they can figure out that South has 4 diamonds. And that's the way you solve guesses for jacks and things like that, is you try to figure out who has more cards in the suit, because if you know South has 4 of them and you know North has 3 of them, then it's 4-3 that the jack is with South. So that's kind of the goal on a hand like this. Now, obviously, the defense might solve the diamond suit for them anyhow. He might play a low diamond here right now, hoping his partner has the king, because really, if Declare had the king of hearts instead of the king of diamonds, then it could be very important to play a diamond back. I think he knows that's not the case. I think when he sees that 9 of hearts led, they play 3rd and 5th. So the 9 of hearts looks like it's King Jack 9, because if he had Queen Jack 9, he would have led top of a sequence. So he knows it's not Queen Jack 9. So it really has to be King Jack 9. Unless it was like the top of a bad suit, but then he probably would have seen the Jack of Hearts drop by West. Good morning, Normand. Hi, everybody who's saying hi. Raj, Donna. All right, I gotta try to figure out how to get my YouTube comments, because I don't really get I don't get them in my streaming thing. Here, I got it. 1 second. Close. Okay. Pop out chat. Boom. Okay, I'm going to be better today with the YouTube comments. Thank you. Good morning, Carter from Georgia. All right. So on the other table, they kind of quickly got out for down one on the board. Let me see if I got this score sheet working. Let me see, where are you, score sheet? I'm trying something new. Show. Already screwed it up. Hold on one second. I gotta fix this a little. Let me make this bigger, and that'll should help it. There. Boom. Okay. This was the other table from this board. I'm gonna click through. They led the nine of hearts to the ace. They played a diamond back right away, so that solved the diamond suit immediately. That's what I talked about. That might be happening. I guess he was worried that and now there was nothing to the hand. Now that's why it went so quickly. It went spade spade, and he just claimed. Good morning. How you doing? Um, all right, hide that. All right, cool. I'm glad I got that setup ready so I can pull up the results from the other table. So now, yeah, so he's thinking about whether he needs to play a low diamond back, but I think he can reason that there's no urgency, that his partner must have the king of hearts. So there's actually no reason to do that, to play back a low diamond. No, Gwen, I've never heard of that agreement of leading as high as possible from honor, not honor fourth, like nine from king 9 4 2. I'm a simple man. I play third and fifth, and that's what I do. I've never had my opponents play anything like that either, though, where people just usually play third and fifth. Oh, so he did shift to the ace of diamonds, so that ends the hand quickly. Push board. Okay, this is kind of one of those spots where the hand is over. There's really nothing more, but Klukowski can't claim because there's always a chance that the opponents can maybe promote a trump trick with the queen of spades. So he can't really just like claim outright, even though he knows for sure he's going down one. Like the odds are that he just can claim as soon as he follows suit. Now claim, or he's gonna play one round of spades first, but he's pretty much gonna claim as soon as it goes spade queen. We're gonna see boom, declare takes nine tricks. Thank you, or not. I'm I'm amazed that this has not been claimed yet. Okay. All right, let's see board number two. Flat start. All right, so East probably gonna open a spade. And again, the West has got a huge spade fit. So, I mean, South doesn't quite have enough to make a takeout double. I think that you'd be asking for a lot of trouble making a takeout double of a spade with the South hand. Takeout double shows an opening hand and support for the other three suits. This is might be a hand that you might open, but with the Queen Doubleton of Spades at this vulnerability, I think it's really dangerous to come in with a takeout double. You won't get into trouble with the takeout double on this hand. In fact, you're going to really excite partner with a takeout double, but at this vulnerability, the opponents can just come after you and you go for a number when you make light takeout doubles. Wow, this is a tough spot for North. I guess at this vulnerability, I don't know what he's supposed to do. So it turns out North South only have three losers if they can reach a diamond contract. So there it is. So he's found the correct. He's found that they're going down one, but unfortunately they were going to beat four spades on Ace King of Hearts and a heart ruff. Um, Probably. It is going to be an interesting situation after the Ace of Hearts lead that South has to kind of figure out to give their partner a rough, but I don't think that will be a problem. So this was not the winning decision here by North. It could have been right. It was not. It was not. It certainly there was a lot to play for. He bought the Ace King of Hearts instead of, let's say, the Ace King of Clubs. Obviously, if your partner had Ace King of Clubs, they would have been making four spades, and we would have been making five of minor. But with partner having Ace King of Hearts, they yeah. Well, I guess if he doesn't lead a spade, they can make it, but it seems pretty normal to lead a spade from five to the king as opposed to a heart from the five to the queen. A spade's very rarely going to be wrong. But he's definitely taking his time. Oh yeah, they can beat this too for sure on a diamond if they that's true. Good call about shifting to a diamond. Yeah, they could win the spade and play a diamond, get in with the club because of the way the clubs are. There's the king of spades lead. Yep, well done. Good lead. Oops, I gotta get a little fixed up here. Yeah. Um, That's a good lead. The King of Spades is, and then when he plays the King of Spades, East is going to play a card that's going to indicate that he does not have the Ace of Hearts. So they actually are going to get this down to, um, oh, they're not doubled at least. So that, and rightly so. Who could really double this contract? So let's see, what card is he going to play? The four. There you go. The four it is. That's like it's something that's low enough that partner cannot confuse it to think that you have a heart card. So now he knows for sure. Okay, well my partner doesn't have the ace of hearts. It's going to be an automatic ten of diamonds shift now for Wes. It's hard to visualize how or why you're going to get this. That partner had to have ace jack doubleton of clubs for this to really help him to play a diamond. But there's really no reason for him not to play a diamond. He's just unless maybe he's thinking about being end played later. If Declarer has the ace of clubs and partner has the queen of diamonds. What's up, Jay Frizz? And hello, if those of you who are watching, if you want to get involved in the conversation, best place to do that is twitch.tv/Wolpert Bridge, or you can send me a message on BBO. I now have my BBO chat on. I might not respond to it, but it's there on my screen. So I don't know. Once he sees the four of spades, like I can see he's thinking about this a little bit. But when is it going to be wrong to play his diamond? If Declare can go like ace of hearts, heart ruff, club to the ace, heart ruff, um, and then end play him. I don't know. It just feels like he's taking a little bit more time than necessary in this situation. But obviously, he doesn't want to screw up. Good morning. Good morning. Yeah, the senior finals close. That's cool. Oh, so he did not shift to a diamond. He just tapped the dummy with a spade. So that's going to cost him a trick on this hand. So it will only be 5 imps to Switzerland. I bet that those French and Polish channels are big because they probably got a marketing system behind them where they're sending messages out to big marketing lists and sending them with links to watch. And also, I think that they're probably bigger fans of bridge, younger people for sure. How many people are watching on their channels? It was only four. They were non-vol, right? All right, so it's the lead's up to 32. 32 with 30 boards to play. That's very funny, Babs. You don't understand a word he's saying, but the expression, I know that they're animated. The French are animated. They're very into it. So, all right. So board number three looks like part score deal. South's got a 10 count, North's got a 10 count, East has got an 8 count, and West has a 12 count. So it's a split deck hand where, but it does look like East West can take a lot of tricks on the hand. If diamonds are trump, unless North South play diamond diamond, they can make five diamonds by losing one heart and one diamond. Um, if it looks like they made a ton of tricks in spades, East West. So how is this gonna go? A club, a heart overcall. East is gonna show spades. I think he's gonna. Well, he could show diamonds, but it's very hard when you've got six diamonds and five spades to show your two suits without getting really, really high. I would not be surprised if he shows spades first. No, well, yeah, that's probably spades. I don't know, but I'm guessing that's spades. It sounds. He bid diamonds, but I think he's showing spades. Yeah, they East West play a Polish club, and basically the way a Polish club works is they open a club with all their mini no trump hands, like 12 to 14 balance, no matter what their minor suit distribution is. So that is the most common hand when they open one club. So whenever you see a Polish club, you start with the assumption that they probably just have 12 to 14 balance because that's what they have like a huge percentage of the time. But then there's another couple hands that they could have with the Polish club. The second hand type that they could have is a hand with clubs and a good hand. So like five or more clubs and 15 or 16 or more points with clubs. And finally, they also open one club with all of their 18 or more hands that have 18 plus high card points. And in that case, they could have like seven hearts and no clubs. So in the beginning, you kind of assume that they have 12 to 14 like they do on this particular hand. So this hand, it's gone a club, a heart overcall, two diamonds showing spades, and now we know it's showing spades because South bid two spades to say that he has a limit raise. Probably showed exactly a three card limit raise because we just saw on the previous hand North South used 2-0 to show the four card limit raise two hands ago. So I'm pretty sure that he showed a four card limit raise, a three card limit raise here, and now East is bidding his second suit diamonds. So at this point, West knows that East is probably 5-5 with five spades and five diamonds, even though he's 6-5. So I think West is almost surely going to take this contract back to four spades. And four spades is actually going to be a great spot for them the way that these spades are laying. Um, they are going to make four spades because they only have two losers really. And even if they start, oh, he passed four diamonds. Okay, wow, that was a missed opportunity because four spades was a decent contract. And it sounded like partner had more spades. I can't believe that he assumed his partner had more diamonds here for this auction. Very weird. Hmm. Maybe the two diamond bid showed exactly five spades. Um, maybe I don't. It's the only reason I could understand because normally when your partner bids two suits, you have equal length in those two suits, you take partner back to the first one because they're at least as long and maybe longer. So I would be worried my partner was 6 spades, 5 diamonds, but they must have had some extra agreement here that partner knew that he only had 5 spades and therefore must have 6 diamonds because he competed to the 4 level or something like that. Because otherwise, bizarre to me that Klukowski passed 4 diamonds. So that means that Norway should stand to gain an imp or two on this board, because even if they take as many tricks as possible in this contract, they're going to win at least 2 imps. In fact, at most 2 imps, because 130 to 200 is 2 imps, 150 to 200 is 2 imps. So yeah, no matter which one happens, whether they make 4 or make 5, it is going to be 2 imps to the um, I don't think that 4 diamonds is forcing here. I think that you would have to double to set up a force over 3 hearts. You'd always just double on your second call to tell partner, hey, partner, I've got a good hand. It would be really weird to need to bid 4 diamonds right now, force. You can double, have partner do something, and then you bid 4 diamonds to force. And good morning, Denise. All right. Yeah, I think they are a relatively new partnership, yes. Klukowski used to play with Gavrish, and Kalita used to play with Novosovsky, who now plays with Zimmerman. Okay, now it seems as though they will just take their spade finesse, and will he even take a spade finesse? No, he's not even going to bother. Yeah, he's going to ruff a heart back, draw the last trump, and then safely take the spade finesse once there's no trumps out, and he'll be rewarded with he already knows all the high cards in South because he's seen the Ace of Diamonds, the King, Queen of Clubs, and the Jack of Hearts. So he knows where the Queen of Spades is. It isn't even a thought. He just knows who has the Queen of Spades because South is a passed hand. All right, board 4 looks like another really, really interesting hand. West has a powerhouse, a 5-5-20 count, and yet it does not look like they can quite make a slam because they have no 8-card fit. So 20 opposite 6. I don't think they're really at risk of finding slam. It just seems like it's going to go a diamond by West unless they have to open a Polish club. Because yeah, that's what they do because he has 1 diamond would be a limited opening bid. Yeah, this is one of the problems with Polish Club is that they sometimes when you're able to preempt them, they have no idea whether you have a weak no. I mean, you have no idea whether you have a weak no trump or any what your longest suit is. I find it the best thing to do against Polish Club when you can afford to do it is to preempt them. And so, but here 1 spade isn't going to do much to preempt him. Now he's bid 2 diamonds, and now I think this just expresses 18 or more points with diamonds. Um, Maybe 18 or more points altogether. I have no idea. 30 imps is definitely not insurmountable. That can happen in like a minute. You blink. So far in this match, there have been 30 imps swung in both directions, like many times. It's happened like where one team's run off 30 imps. Like it's definitely far from insurmountable. Okay, we 30 imps, 29 boards to play. So a diamond by East didn't say anything about his shape. I believe it's just negative. It just says I had 0 to 7 points. And so they really have not had an opportunity to show any suits yet. So 2 diamonds hopefully showed a suit for him, and then 2 hearts hopefully showed a suit for him. Not sure what Boy is thinking about here. Seems pretty automatic to pass 2 hearts with the south hand. In fact, it almost seems like it's frozen. All right, good morning to those joining us. It's Saturday morning. It feels a little bit like breakfast at Wimbledon in the U.S., where you wake up and we're watching the finals of the Bermuda Bowl on the European time zone. 2 sets to go, 30 boards left. East West needs to kind of find their way back to what looks like maybe 3-0 Trump, and even 3-0 Trump's a little bit awkward because you have everything breaking. You have three club tricks off the top. The Ace of Diamonds is 4, the Ace King of Hearts is 6, and the Ace of Spades is 7. You can build an eighth trick in clubs, but I actually don't see where your 9 tricks are coming from on this hand. As long as the defense leads spades through, they found 4 hearts, which with that Queen Jack Doubleton of hearts over there is going to be a very, very easy. Good morning, David. Good to see you. Um, this is a much, much more favorable contract than 4 hearts is than 3-0 Trump. It looks like the best contract. Absolutely. This is very well done by East West. It's going to be an easy make as opposed to the other table who are suffering in 3-0 Trump with almost no chance to make it. So this looks like the lead is going to widen here, because just I don't see how 4 hearts can go down. Yeah, that's kind of the big benefit of playing Polish Club. It's not so much that you open a club with your 18 plus hands, it's the other hands. It's the fact that when you open a spade that you can't have 18 points and you open a heart, you can't have 18 points. It makes getting those 15 to 17 point hands across much easier. So as an example, when you're playing Polish Club and you open a spade and your partner bids 1-no trump, you can jump to 3 diamonds to show 15 to 17 points with spades and diamonds. In 5-5, it's much cleaner. It's certainly that's the whole idea behind all systems. Like strong club, they don't play strong club because they love to open a club to show 16 or more points. It's for the other bids that when you're limiting those opening bids, that is where the big benefit is of playing those systems. So um, I don't know whether they open a club with a 5 card major or not. I'm sorry, I don't know the system that well. If I was ever playing against Polish club and I came to a decision making point and I knew that if I needed to know whether they had a 5-3-3-2, I would just ask them at that moment in time, like, what would you open with 5 major 3-3-2? So I haven't memorized all their systems or studied their systems, but usually you know when there's doubt, and then you come to that spot and you just ask them the right question when the time comes. But such a friendly layout there. So even now, he can afford to lose a trump trick here. It's just not losing 2 trump tricks that he's got to avoid. Because he's only got, well, he's got a diamond to lose and a spade to lose, but he has the ace, king, queen of clubs. He is in a the wrong hand right now for sure. But I don't think that he can lose three tricks from here. I just don't see how he could lose three. He could just play Ace King Queen of Clubs right now, and that'll have the opponent roughing on the diamond, and then he's fine. So I just don't see it. Maybe South pitches. No, it doesn't matter. He can't lose three tricks from here. He's definitely making, unless he does something weird. So yeah, the other table you can see there at the bottom left. The other table did score up 3-0 down one. So there are 12 imps at stake here, which will move it to 42 imps. Uh, Not the right direction for Norway fans, but there's so much time. If he plays Ace of Diamonds and a diamond, still doesn't matter. He can't lose three tricks. It's just not possible to lose three tricks from here. He's thinking about how he's not. He's trying to make sure he doesn't go down in a cold contract, but it really makes no difference how he plays his hand. If he plays Ace of Diamonds and a diamond, giving them the king, that's fine. And then they play back a club. He can just go Ace King Queen of Clubs, throwing away the Jack of Spades, and so he just can't lose three tricks from here. He can only lose two tricks, no matter what line of play he chooses. He might study this for a really long time, but it is an inevitability that he is going to make this contract. Yeah, you're right. I haven't seen you play, but that's funny. These guys are not gonna fall out of the boat that badly. So yeah, I mean, Declare's just thinking about how to get back to his hand. He knows the situation. He knows South has two more hearts. He's thinking, what if the clubs are 5-1? Because clearly, if the clubs are 4-2, he can just go Ace King of Clubs, cash the Ace of Diamonds, and then play the Queen of Clubs, and absolutely nothing can happen to him. So it's really only if the clubs are 5-1 that he might have any issue on this hand. So that is what he's thinking about. How do I make it if the clubs are 5-1? Um, Fatigue seems like it's pretty bad just from watching the quality of play the last day or two. It feels like their players are getting tired. It didn't seem to be the case in the round robin that people were playing really well, and then even in the quarterfinals I think the quality of bridge was really high, but from what I've been seeing the last couple rounds, there have been way more mistakes than what it seemed like. And it's hard to be in a foreign place for this long. It is a ridiculously long tournament. I'm not going to lie. It is very difficult to be eating foreign food for 3 weeks in a row at the same hotel, same breakfast, same, like, it's hard. It wears on you after a while. All right, he's finally settled on a path. Okay, now he will probably cash the ace of diamonds, but because that's his only chance to go down now is if South had 6-4-1-2. If he played the queen of clubs, South would ruff. No, even then, it doesn't matter. He's cold. He could ruff with the 10 of hearts. So okay, this is a little odd. Oh, because he's gonna play 9 of hearts, 6 of hearts. He's only making 4 this way too, though. Clever way to get to making 4. 12 imps, like we thought, was headed Switzerland's way. Okay, we got another interesting board. East's gonna open some number of clubs. That's gonna put West or South into a pretty uncomfortable spot. West is like, of course you open 2 clubs, partner. So this 2 clubs in Polish club, it's just like a natural long club suit. He's got usually 6 or more clubs. I think they might have 5 clubs in a 4-card major, um, with sometimes, but typically 6 or more clubs. South is probably going to double. Yeah, both Polish club and precision share some similarities. They both need to. They both use their one club for hands um, other than just clubs. So they all need. They all have a problem that both precision and Polish club have a problem that they need to extract the normal one club openers out of one club. That's the whole way the system works, and so. So that's what they do. They open 2 clubs with the hands that standard players would normally open 1 club. He will not do well to pass here. It will not be a good idea for him to pass 2 clubs doubled. It looks like because, I mean, I suppose they could survive, but I don't think people play Leaping Michaels over a 2 club opener. I suppose I don't know what 4 diamonds would be. I never really talked about that with my partners, whether 4 diamonds would be Leaping Michaels or not. 3 clubs would certainly be Majors Michaels. Uh, wow. He's putting himself out there with a 4 club bid. I guess he's white against red, so he really wants to find a sacrifice. He can kind of see that he doesn't have a ton of defense against the game, and he's trying to let his partner know that hey, I have real clubs. All right, so the results in from the other table, when they did in fact play 3 clubs doubled, 1 down. 1 down. It feels like they could get at least 2 down. Um, if they can negotiate their spade ruff and the king of clubs, they did very well to get out they did very well to get out for 2 down, for 1 down rather, because that means they got 7 clubs and a spade trick. So that means the defense got no trump tricks. When in reality, it seems like they could get 2 trump tricks. So they could get, if they defend this properly, their best defense would be to go to, after this trick, to shift to the king of hearts and a heart to the queen, then come a spade through to the queen ace and a spade ruff, and then they lead another heart and score that king of clubs. So they could get two spades, two hearts, a diamond, and two clubs. So they could get this down four for 800 on perfect defense. Let's see if they can find it. So immediately at trick one on the ace of diamonds lead, South doesn't know who has the doubleton diamond. Okay, so but what Baki's gonna do is he's gonna give his normal attitude signal on the ace of diamonds. So he's gonna play high low from the doubleton. I believe they play standard, but I could be wrong. I really should have my convention cards up. So he plays four. So that means they play upside down attitude. Um, So he's just got to not play the king of diamonds. And so this is something that that this is a common situation where you're kind of what's called active ethics or being doing the ethical thing to do. Kalita called pretty quickly from dummy. And now Baki, he had two diamonds in his hand, and it's pretty easy to just sit there and think and do, for a little while and make it like obvious that you have a doubleton. But it's really important that North plays their diamond in tempo so that it doesn't tell their partner whether they have one or two diamonds, because obviously that could be critical to the whole hand, and you're not allowed to convey that kind of information with your hands when you're playing or with the way you're thinking. So if Baki like went with one card and put it back and took the other card. Not he would never do this, but I'm just saying often that can happen at the club where a person plays one card. Oh no, I'll put it back and play the other one, and then it just kind of solves the whole problem. And South just knows, oh, there it is. So that was a missed opportunity. He now it's going to go ace of clubs and just two down, so only 5 imps back to Norway. So interestingly, so I no, I would never take 30 seconds. That would be insane. 30 seconds would just be ridiculous. I mean, so what was I saying? So the way they actually made an announcement before this tournament talking about this first trick ethics and how long North is allowed to think in this third hand spot. So basically, they said that the declarer is allowed to take up to 30 seconds for thinking at the trick one. But if the declarer plays quickly at trick one, sorry, and if declarer takes their 30 seconds, that or I think it might not have been 30, it might have been 20. I just don't remember the exact details. But if declarer takes their 25 seconds, and then the third hand still thinks before they play, they could be liable by the rules to have given unauthorized information to their partner. But if declarer plays quickly from dummy, then North can do whatever they want. They can play quickly if they want, or they can play slowly if they want. But if they're allowed to take up to the 20 seconds that Declare didn't take. So Declare is really like giving up a lot by actually calling quickly from dummy. It's basically allowing the opponents to kind of use their tempo to get a hand right. So Declare should take their time before. Okay. Yeah. So there's nothing really to this hand. Or did the tap actually help them? No, he. Yeah, no, right. It's the same. It's the same down too. Um, they made it an actual rule for this tournament. I don't know if that was the rule. What happened was somebody brought up the fact that hey, the WBF has no rules for taking time at trick one, and I think that the committee or whoever was in charge decided we need to address this before this tournament started, and um, and so that they just came out with an announcement. So I don't know whether it's an actual rule. If the declare takes 3 minutes, there's yeah, I think that they just that's obviously just. I mean, I don't think that affects anything really. If declare takes a long time, that's just using time on the clock. So a missed opportunity here for Norway to get 800. Yeah, that's the idea. Is that declarer is just allowed to think at trick one and make a plan. It has nothing to do with the trick. But if they take longer, there's something in the rules about you're not allowed to think if you're not thinking about this trick. So I think at some point you have to play a card regardless. So yeah, no, this is unfortunately even though East is going to run out of trumps. North can't get back in. Eventually, he's just gonna get stuck getting the ten of spades. Yes, it really is an imperfect game, no question. Okay, and definitely not another boring. It's another not boring hand. East West have an 8 card heart fit. North South have a 9 card spade fit. So it's going to be a competitive hand. East West on the surface looks like they might be able to make 4 hearts. They're going to lose a spade, a heart, and a diamond. But it's a little complicated because you know dummies diamonds are a good suit a source of tricks, but the entries are a little bit ugly. That 10 of hearts falling doubleton might help significantly for 4 hearts to make. But either way, North South have a pretty good sacrifice in 4 spades. They only have 4 losers. They're going to lose 2 clubs, a diamond, and a heart. So they can get out for 100, which seems like pretty decent insurance with 4 hearts being such a close game. And it feels like he's going to overcall 2 spades here. West is going to bid 4 hearts, or at least eventually bid 4 hearts. Seems like immediately. Somebody. All right, so yeah, this is kind of how you'd expect it would go. Uh, North has that fit. This is just something to take note of for viewers at home. North doesn't have a very good hand, right? They only have an ace and a three-card fit. But when you have a fit for partner in one of these highly competitive auctions, and you haven't told partner about it, it's so important that you do get that fit across. You see how North just felt pressured into just bidding four spades over four hearts. He thought they were probably making it. It was a decent sacrifice. It is what it is. You just find that when the opponents when they do take they preempt you, and you have a fit you haven't shown. Well, Tommy, your question about asking about the opponent's methods, obviously, at the World Championships, there's no issue with that. People are very forthcoming with their explanations. They write it on paper. Everybody knows what you want to know about, and they're very clear with their explanations. The problem that you're talking about is more of a club problem, or online when you're playing against people who don't speak your language, or then when you ask for an explanation and they don't give you a proper answer, it's pretty frustrating. You just have to call the director, and you don't want to do that and cause problems. Nobody really wants to start a director problem, but you just kind of got to do what you got to do. If they're not answering your question quickly, it's just that's their problem, not your problem. All right, so the diamond lead sort of makes this hand quick and painless. They're gonna lose four tricks no matter what on this hand. And note, he's making sure he gets his heart rough before he plays spades, because if he tried to draw ace king of spades first, that would let the opponents get in and play another trump. So he's just concentrating very carefully to make sure he roughs his loser in the short hand before drawing trumps. So that's why he won the ace of diamonds, and he immediately ducked a heart. He knows the opponents have a heart fit, so there's no risk of a ruff or an over rough or anything like that. It's just really important that he gets the that heart rough and dummy. If he played the ace of spades and then did it, he would have been fine. That would have been okay. To play one round of spades first and then duck a heart would have probably been technically even better than what he just did. But I think that he maybe wanted to leave his options open to potentially finesse the spade later, which if he plays the ace of spades first, it's going to get a little more complicated. But yeah. So this is another push board. It's going to go slowly. I don't see anything that can happen on this hand. He's definitely going to lose two clubs. That's really it. If they play ace king of clubs in a club, he's it's going to get a little annoying for him, but he's going to eventually. There's nothing he can do to screw it up. He can rough ace of spades. He could rough jack of spades. He could rough eight of spades. He just can't rough three of spades. There is a lot of bridge left. There's no swinging being done by for a long time. There's lots and lots of bridge. Yeah, it's a problem that the roughing losers in the shorthand is definitely something that people struggle with, and that's a big sign that you've made an advancement in your bridge when you start automatically roughing your losers in the shorthand to start hands, and seeing the potential danger in drawing trumps. You've made it to another level as a bridge player. Really, that's the reality of it. It's like there are a lot of people that struggle roughing their losers in dummy. It's just there's some brains that see it easily and some brains that don't. Um, Well, I wouldn't go so far as saying when in doubt, don't draw Trump. I think drawing Trumps is a pretty important part of being a good declarer. It's just understanding that there's a handful of things that you need to take care of before drawing Trumps. One of them is roughing losers and dummy. One of them is sometimes there's entry management issues, like you can't draw Trumps because those are your entries to do the things you need to do. Um, what else is there? Um, yeah, there's like urgent discards, other things that you need to kind of get rid of before you let the opponents in. Um, and and then there's the busy trump. That's a complicated concept where you need to keep trumps in both hands, where because you don't want to take roughs in the long hand. Oh, thanks, Carter. I'm glad to hear that you are doing well. Go kick butt at the club. All right, so what's going on here? We have a 37 imp lead, a diamond double. Yeah, you see West has just like a 4 triple 3 hand, but it definitely the right to make it take a double with the West hand. Support for the other three suits in an opening hand. Three diamonds was an aggressive weak bid, and East has bid four diamonds to force the game. Game looks pretty good on this hand, although it seems four spades went down. On the heart rough, is that what happened? How did it go down? Let's look at the. Yeah, I like that rule better. Draw trump unless there's a good reason not to. I think that's definitely more my speed for how I would. So I'm gonna bring up the score sheet, the score thingy. 1 second. How do I show this? There. So this is how the play went in the other room in four spades to go down. They led a diamond, and they won the ace. They played a heart to dummy and took a spade finesse. He now won it probably and gave a heart rough, and that was enough to beat it. And so now it was just down. Okay, so he didn't lead a heart, but Declare felt safe crossing in hearts. Okay, so let's hide that, and we're back. Same lead, same contract in our room. Let's see if it goes exactly like that, where he wins the ace of diamonds, plays a heart to dummy, and then takes the spade finesse. He might just bang spades out of his hand. That seems like it might be a reasonable thing to do, to just lose two spades. But I guess that might rely on the club being onside, but not really. Not really. It doesn't really need the club onside. As long as South wins the first round of spades, they can't hurt you in clubs. So it could rewrite for Declare to just win and lead a spade out of their hand. I think that might be a better approach than crossing in hearts. And I mean, I say that, but Helgamo did not do that. So I, I, I can only assume Helgamo has done the right thing. So why not a diamond rough and a spade? Yeah, I don't know. That's a little weird too. Agreed. It seems like a diamond rough would be more practical than crossing in hearts. There, he also crossed in hearts, so North is going to have the same opportunity. Well, it's funny. We are watching all four hands, and it looks pretty clear from our perspective that that was a mistaken play. But Klukowski and Helgamo are both, uh, I mean, the best of the best when it comes to card players, and they both cross the dummy with a heart. I don't know what he's thinking about right now. Like, why did he lead the nine of spades if his plan was just to play the king? Boom, there it is. All right, push board. Well done by Norway to in a little um, to get this right. Klukowski's going to feel pretty badly right now, both because he could have just roughed a diamond a dummy, and also because he didn't get the spades right and even like stopped and thought about it, which would drive him crazy. I got as a player, I gotta say I don't love the idea of Vugraph commentators just sitting and say they should have done this, they should have done this, because it is so easy when you're looking at all four hands compared to playing the hand. But usually I can see why they did a thing a certain way. I don't see how it could ever be right to not rough a diamond as opposed to crossing in hearts. I just don't see the benefit of playing of playing a heart up first. Like a heart up first could have been bad, even if trumps were, even if hearts were 3-2, right? The spade finesse loses. They play a second heart. Oh no, that then they're still gonna make it. Okay, so what's going on in this hand? North South have a heart fit. They how many points do they have? South has 16 and North has 5, so it looks like a part score deal. Although North does have a singleton diamond, and it looks like game is actually gonna make on this hand because you only lose two hearts and a spade, and the club finesse is on side. So it looks like it's a pretty tough to bid, but good for hearts. Uh, Seems like if South overcalls a no trump, North will bid Stamen and find the heart fit. So there is a decent chance that they're going to get to game. Uh, Thanks, Karen. Appreciate the nice remark. I love cricket. It is. I can't believe you're choosing to watch cricket over the World Championships of Bridge, though. Uh, okay, so that they've missed. Sorry, I just didn't see what happened. So he just bid two spades. Yeah. So in the and in the other room they have reached four hearts. So this is another pretty good spot for Norway. I mean, rather for Switzerland. So I think that there was some ruling on the hand. The question about the difference in the score today compared to yesterday. I think that there was some kind of ruling on a hand where somebody didn't or did alert something. There was some director call anyway early in the match. Well, this is not going the right way for us who are rooting for a close match. We're it's 37, and this seems like another 6 or 7 imps. Uh, All right. Well, thank you for keeping me company. If you haven't said hi, please join the chat. Everybody's getting involved in the conversation. You're these broadcasts. One person talking by himself is not the same without the commenters. So I appreciate everybody that's making comments in the Twitch chat. If you happen to only be watching on BBO, you can send me a private message there. That'll work as well. I do believe forcing pass is allowed starting in the knockouts. Hello, hello from Georgia. So two spades is just is a pretty dull contract here. It's only going to make 140, so it'll actually be 7 imps. If they make 140, they might only make 110, which is also 7. So either way, this is going to be 7 imps to Switzerland. 44 will be the margin. Hey Nancy, nice to see you. My wife also was playing in Marrakesh. Yes, they also suffered the same fate that we suffered, losing in the quarterfinal to the other American team. We got to commiserate together on our flight home to Florida. Yeah, we did. That was definitely the consolation was coming home to the family. Okay, next issue. North has a pretty good hand here. 21 high cards and 5-4 in the majors. Probably a little strong to open 2-0 unless you play it's 20 to 22. This is 21, but you have like it's a nice 21 count, and you definitely want to be the declarer with the north hand. I'm not gonna lie, every suit will help you to be led into you in the north hand. They're giving you a finesse on the opening lead. Uh, our USA 2 team chose us. But in Jenny's match, the USA 2 team was fourth place, and nobody picked USA 1 before they played them, and so they were forced to play each other. So the other table, they're in 3 diamonds with the north-south card. So this is another opportunity for Norway to just at least play in their 8 card fit. Um, I don't see how. So South was not strong enough to raise from 1 spade to 2 spades. Everybody's looking at the South hand, thinking, uh, why didn't they just either pass 1 spade or respond 2 spades? Well, just to start by talking about passing 1 spade. In the modern day, when your partner opens a spade and you're not vol and the opponents are vulnerable, it is so important that you make your opponent's lives difficult by responding. You're always going to get yourself back to spades, and it really doesn't matter if you go down. It's so important to like just bid a no trump and make it harder for your opponents to come in. And so now when he went back to 2 spades, he just like was showing a weak correction back. It looks like, and They were playing some kind of fancy system with two clubs, Gazilli, or I think they call it Hexan. At least that's what they call it in Sweden. They probably call it that in Norway too, Hexan, the witch. I don't know. Are there any Norwegians watching, or you guys all have your own private chats going on during this event? Um, anyway, so it went two clubs. It might just be Gazilli. And South said, I have a bad hand. North said, you know what? I have a really good hand, game force with five spades and four hearts. And South said, okay, well, let's play in four spades. Interesting lead. It looks makeable. It looks makeable, particularly on that lead for what it's worth. I think it looks makeable. And if you're catching any of my stream for the first time, please give me a subscribe or a follow. You're on Twitch or on YouTube or on Facebook, wherever you found me. Right now, there's four major championships that go on during this event. There's the Open, the Women's, the Seniors, and the Mixed. So they have uh, 24 times 4, so what is that? For the 96 teams. The opening ceremonies was absolutely amazing just to see the number of bridge players there. What I was taken aback by most was how young the field is. The competition, everybody, the number of young people in the women's in particular, tons of young women, young people. It's just really they more people need to see what the field is like at the World Championships because it is not what you picture at the Nationals. Okay, so the other table, they did manage to make three diamonds, but there's still an opportunity to pull seven imps back if they can make 420 on this board. It looks makeable. It really looks makeable. The key will be that West, if West shifts to hearts, the hard part is entries to dummy, obviously. The dummy entries are going to be an issue. But the Jack Nine of Spades will definitely have a an entry. The diamond suits looks like a pretty good source of tricks. Okay, he's done well to duck the diamond. So now what does Declarer do? He needs to set up some tricks in dummy. Yeah, both flat finesses are offside. So those are what look like your three losers on this hand. Uh, the two kings, the two black kings, and the ace of diamonds look like are possible losers. Well, what was the auction? Was there a good inference? So the guys they've led the queen of diamonds. If anything, I think that the queen of diamonds lead makes it seem more like the king of hearts is offside, even though it's onside. Um, yeah, they could avoid well, on the third round of diamonds. He could throw away his queen of clubs, for instance, and so they get the ruff, but then he doesn't end up losing the club. But I don't know if that'll work, but like the diamond ruff doesn't inherently need to be bad for you. They would also be setting up your source of tricks and diamonds, so and shortening the long hand in trumps. I don't know. They're always going to lead a red suit, Barry. Your question about the inferences from the lead, like they guys showed. They showed spades and hearts. Sorry, not spades and clubs. I kept looking at the two club bid like it was clubs. He ended up showing spades and hearts, so he was definitely going to lead a minor. So yeah, the queen of diamonds definitely makes it seem like the king of clubs is offside, not onside. Because why would he lead from queen doubleton of diamonds? I mean, I guess he would lead from queen doubleton of diamonds. It's not weird to lead from queen doubleton of diamonds by any means. Uh, like it's one of the two unbid suits. We're halfway through this set. There's 24 boards left. Norway needs to convert this for spades to start themselves on the right direction here towards a comeback. This is an opportunity. It is. I wonder if a Trump lead might just Trump back now might really hurt Declare's chances. Four spades, three diamonds, seven, and two aces. No, maybe um, yeah, no, that was it for my family in Marrakesh. But yes, my mom is also a competitive bridge player, as are my wife's mom and sister. And this is a really hard play for Kukowski. He can tell that it's a critical play. He doesn't want to play a diamond without um, making sure that it's right because he sees that will establish the diamond suit. I wonder a club back how that will go for a club. Doesn't seem like it would cause a lot of problems for Declare. Okay, Trump back. Four spades, three diamonds is seven. He's gonna have to guess which finesse to take. Is that correct? No, he's is he gonna be able to claim? So now, no, he's gonna have to guess which finesse to take. He can ruff a diamond with the queen of spades, return to dummy with the jack of spades, but then he's gonna have to throw two cards away on his 10-8 of diamonds, and he's gonna have to guess which finesse to take right now. Um, at the end of this hand, he's gonna have to play either a club to the queen or a heart to the queen. Oh, no, no, he might have a no. He's probably not going to go down one. I see the line of play now. He can ruff the diamond and then with the ace of spades, play the 10 of spades back to the jack, play the 10-8 of diamonds, throwing two hearts, and then he can just play ace of clubs, queen of clubs, and then he wins either if East has the king of clubs or if West has the king of hearts. It happens to be both. That's what the line of play I think is going to happen. He's going to throw the 7-6 of hearts right now on the two diamonds, and then he's going to play ace queen of clubs because that gives him two chances. If East wins the king of clubs, he's golden, and if West wins the king of clubs, he's still got the chance of a heart finesse. So this is a clear. Clearly, the winning line of play here is now after this to play ace queen of clubs because no, they don't have any diamonds left. So that it wins more than half the time. He's in good shape from this point in time. That they have a junior championship. It's just so big that they don't hold it at the same time as the Bermuda Bowl, and um, they have different age groups. They have the under 26, under 31, under 19, under whatever. This girls. That's I just don't see why he would play the queen of clubs now. Exactly. There you go. So ace of clubs, queen of clubs, gives him two kicks at the can here. Well done. Made four and seven much, much needed imps back to Norway. And we are back right to 37 where we were a few minutes ago. Hmm. Well, thank you. Yeah, very well played. So another one. Let's see. East is like a borderline opening bid. These days, this is closer to an opening bid than it has been in the past. Not vulnerable. I think you'd see a decent number of the field, amount of the field open one heart. These guys play limited opening bids. They can't have 17, so maybe they open. The thing that's ugly about opening this East hand is you don't have a good rebid. If partner responds one no trump, they won't on this hand. On this hand, opening will work great. But if partner responds one no trump, you have an ugly second call with the East hand. You'd have to rebid your 3-card diamond suit. So that's why I would never open a hand like this light. So it would just my view, it should start pass pass a club, or pass 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 a no trump. One no trump from north, double from east. We will see a penalty double from east. And then south will be on the run to clubs. He's thinking about a takeout double here. There are two pretty reasonable choices: a takeout double or one no overcall. What's your question, Chris, about passing one no? What do you mean? So he's decided to make a if East opens a heart, pass, and no trump, you're in a very uncomfortable spot. That's kind of what I was talking about earlier, about in the modern day responding one no and making your opponent's lives difficult. It's a very difficult bid with North after a heart, pass, and no trump. Anyway, but oh, you could pass a no trump with East. Sorry, yes, I understand. You could, but yeah, it's not very nice to do. It's not a very comfortable auction either. Okay, so it's going to diamond pass, two diamonds. Two diamonds by North. It's a very confident bid, right? It's in the face of the Rito. I'm surprised Brogolin didn't compete to three diamonds here. His partner in the face of the redouble still raised to two diamonds. Wow, and he still bid three diamonds. This is amazing to me. I can't believe that Brogolin didn't bid three diamonds, and I can't believe that Baki did bid three diamonds in the face of the redouble. Man. Brogolin's like, are you serious? I have such a good hand right now. Right? His partner's like doubled in bid diamonds, basically. Like, okay, so they've competed to three hearts, which is where this contract belongs. They might have been able to squeak a four. I mean, four hearts is pretty touch and go. We see in the other room they played three spades. So this is actually, so it's going to go spade to the ace, spade ruff, diamond to the ace, spade ruff, and the ace of clubs. So another 6 imps for Norway as East-West are going to go down. So the way it works, I've done a lot of lessons on this subject. I want you to know about in this auction, just to make it clear. Where is it? Let me bring up the auction again. So when it goes a club double redouble like this, your responsibility as South is to pick a suit. So when you don't bid, when you don't bid a diamond with the South hand, partner's gonna just start bidding their own suits up the line. So partner might bid a heart or bid a spade. But when you have a clear choice of what suit you want to play, like with this South hand, partner asks you to pick a suit outside of clubs. Which suit do you pick? You have a clear choice, and so you have diamonds. So it's really important that you bid one diamond with the South hand and don't pass and have your partner bid one heart, and now you're going to end up at the 2 level instead of at the 1 level. You really just get that diamond bid in there. When they've redoubled, you're in a lot of trouble as North-South. And your goal is just to find your fit as cheaply as possible. So when you have a clear choice over your partner's double, you would bid a diamond. I believe that 2 clubs would be natural after the redouble. I do believe it would be natural, but you wouldn't do it because partners should short clubs. You might pass and then do something and then bid 2 clubs, like if partner bid a heart. Like if you passed and partner didn't bid a diamond, they bid a heart and it went something, and now you bid 2 clubs. That would be maybe a smart way to bid the South hand, to say like, hey, well, partner doesn't have 4 diamonds, they probably have 2 clubs. Let's go that route. So that would have been an interesting way to bid this particular hand for sure. So there's a little time. There's a little time. In fact, if North, so they need to get their 2 spade roughs to beat this 3 heart contract. But luckily for North South, even if North cashes an ace first, they'll be able to get a signal from South saying, no, 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 I want a spade rough. and then North can go back to get the spade ruff, and he has a second ace to get in. So there's time that they, even if he screws up this play here at trick 2, he's gonna have time to make it up and kind of survive anyway. So this is where he plays. I don't like it. That's what he's playing. 10 of clubs, like, no, partner, what are you thinking? Get back to spades. And now Baki has to play the 7 of spades now, not the 3 of spades, so that his partner knows to get him in with the ace of diamonds, or instead of the king of clubs, or a club ruff. Because even if partner had the king of diamonds, you're not beating this hand now without spade ruffs. So he really needs to play that 7 of spades back and get that diamond back. It's still not 100%. I guess maybe the queen of spades back would be a better play. There you go. Queen of spades was the winner, because now partner definitely knows what's going on, that he has the ace of diamonds, and we'll see the 9 of diamonds back, spade ruff down one, and boom. Oh, thanks, Zap. Appreciate it. Appreciate it very much. Tell your friends. Spread the word. Yeah, only 6 of 6 imps, right? So anyway, it's down to 31. This match gets closer. I don't think there's anybody who's watching. I don't. I mean, I don't know if there's anybody who wants a Swiss blowout, but it's got to. We're all rooting for a nail biter final, and in order for a nail biter final to happen, we need Norway to generate some imps. We're on a 13 imp run right now in the last 2 hands. So what's going on board number 11? North is a little strong for a 1-0 opener, 17 plus a 5-card suit. But West might open in front of him anyhow. But as far as an overcall, North has a perfectly acceptable 1-0 trump overcall with 17 and a 5-card suit. But oh, the 2-club opener. So again, I think we're just going to see a 2-0 overcall by North. South is going to bid Stamen and Smolin, and we're going to play 3-0, and 3-0 is not going to make. That's what it looks like to me. Three 0 is going to go down on a club lead because the diamond's offside. Yeah, 4 spades is definitely better, but I just don't see how you can diagnose it. Clearly, South is going to go towards game. They're going to usually, with this hand, you'd bid Stamen, and if your partner bids 3 diamonds to say they don't have a major, you'd show your partner the 5 spades, and then you'd bid 3-0, which is just what I think is going to happen. I can't imagine that Brogland is going to not play game with this hand. It's a nice 7 count, so okay, so they're playing some fancy Stamen here. I don't know what 3 hearts is, but it sounds like no major. Yeah, the other table is stopped in 3 spades. So it's going to be a pickup for Switzerland on this board. There's just no way to make three no trump. You're gonna lose four clubs, and whatever suit in order to do it, you can't even. The best chance to make this hand is if spades are 3-3. You'll have five spades, a club is six, a heart is seven, and two diamonds would be nine. That needs spades 3-3 and the king of diamonds on side, um, and that neither spades are 3-3 nor the king of diamonds are on side. So I think he's going to go two down. Welcome. Our numbers are getting close to that Fred stream earlier. I guess the Americans are waking up. If you're just getting here, this is the finals of the Bermuda Bowl. We are seeing a 31 imp lead to Switzerland with there are 16 boards in the final set plus these next six hands, five after this. So there's 21 boards left, and Switzerland's got the lead. They're looking to defend their Bermuda Bowl title. Some of them. Four of their members of their team are the same. Two are new. Yeah, your good question about double about against the Polish club on the previous hand. Yes, against Polish club, most of the time the one club Polish is 12 to 14 balanced. So most of the time it's just like a normal one club opener. So yeah, you really need to play your normal system over a Polish club. You can't play anything fancy because most of the time it's just a mini no trump and it's just as likely to be your hand as their hand. So yes, double is definitely a takeout double against the Polish club. Absolutely. He's looking what to see if it's singleton king of hearts. It's not. So he's going across to it's going to be maybe seven imps. He's going to go down quite a few here. See, if it was singleton king of hearts, he wouldn't have needed spades 3-3 or the diamond finesse. So that's why he cashed that ace of hearts, because then he could have unblocked the ace jack of spades, gone across to the queen of hearts entry, and enjoyed five spades. So he felt like he had to check it. And now he has to take the diamond finesse. But now the defense can take the rest of the tricks after winning the king of diamonds. They would have to cleverly play the jack of hearts. I don't see. I think that he knows for sure that partner has the king of hearts the way this was played, because if Declarer had ace jack of spades and the ace king of hearts, Declarer would have had nine top tricks. So he knows for sure that partner has the king of hearts. So he's gonna win the king of diamonds, and he's gonna play back the jack of hearts. Um, I guess he's thinking potentially about ducking the diamond. That'll cost him two tricks. So it'll be six imps, or if it's three down, it'll be seven imps, and if it's four down, it'll be eight imps. Yeah, there's the jack of hearts. So that's it. Four down, eight imps, 340. Good defense, well done by Kalita. Yeah, it is. It's just, I mean, it's more takeout for the majors, but yes, it is. It is definitely a takeout double. It's just like the people who play a club could be any balanced hand. Like even the people playing standard, you still play double as takeout. Yeah, you're going to be a little bit less strict about your distributions for when you make a takeout double, but it's still a takeout double. Okay, so it's back to 39 imps. Looks like North South can make some diamonds. South hand is pretty useless unless it ends up with diamonds as trump. Club, a spade. Hmm, that's interesting. It looks like East West can make quite a lot um, of no trump. They have four club tricks and two diamonds is six. A slow heart is seven and a spade is eight. Um, they're gonna have no problem making this contract. I have no idea what two hearts was. So it looks like in the other room, East West are in one no trump, and they're headed towards making two or three, made three. Just like this room, it's going to be a push. That's what it looked like Two Hearts was, some kind of balanced imitation. He didn't have a spade stopper, so he didn't want to. He couldn't bid no trump. And there, the result has just popped in from the other room that they did in fact make nine tricks in three no trump, or in one no trump rather. Yeah, I feel like a lot of people were playing transfers after a club. No question, that's like the dominant method these days. Uh, Hello, Liam. Welcome. Glad to see you. Oh, that's a pretty big delay. That's pretty amazing. No wonder I'm so bad about responding to YouTube comments. They come like 30 seconds later. But anyway, all good. Um, okay, so there's really nothing to this hand at all. Just because South's diamonds are marooned. It's like it's common with these long suits like this, where you have Queen Jack 9 8 6, where if you're not declaring your hand, you're never taking any tricks. This hand is only good with diamonds as trumps. And actually, they do make quite a few diamonds north south. I think they're entitled to like eight tricks, right? They have the north's four winners and south's four trump tricks. So I mean, I don't have a strong opinion about transfers after a club. I played it at one point in my career with Vince. I didn't find it gave us a huge edge. I didn't like parts of it. I didn't like that Diamonds got the shaft. Um, it made for a lot of random swings about who was declare. Um, I don't know. I could take it or leave it. I don't mind it. It's not. Certainly don't think it's right for like anybody who's not playing super competitively. Like I don't think it's that beneficial that you're gonna see huge gains from it like at the club or whatever. Yeah, so transfers after overcalls, that's something that I know Weinstein and Levin swear by it, starting with the cubids. And I know he loves it. I don't know. It definitely seems like it has its time. Um, uh, Play for fun. That's my experience too with the transfers after a club. Is that I found that the energy that I was spending to play the system was at least as bad for me as whatever system gains were on the other side. Uh, yeah, it could be a good system, and I'm sure that if I played it routinely for a while, that where to the point where it was no memory work whatsoever, then I'm sure it's good. But because I didn't play it seriously for a long time, I never really. It never became second nature for me, so it was always more work that took me off my game. All right, so this next hand, it looks like an east-west game. North South only have 10 points. So it's game in spades, no losers in clubs, no losers in diamonds, a heart loser, and unfortunate spade break for two losers. This looks like a very run-of-the-mill four spades. Not the kind of board Norway needs, as it's just there's no chance. I mean, slam isn't. It, it's possible that they bid a slam, but they just have they have 17 ups at what does he have? 13. They have 30 highs and no shortness. Yeah, there's definitely merit to playing transfers after overcalls, exactly for the reason that you say, Barry. Is that when I always play non-forcing responses to my one level overcalls because obviously one level overcalls could be absolutely anything at all. So we need to be able to stop. And so yeah, sometimes you have a forcing hand, and it's much cleaner if you play transfers where a partner has to bid than if you play non-forcing bids and then have to jump shift with your big hands or cue bid or whatever you decide to play. Yeah, transfers after overcalls definitely make sense, and I know that Levin and Weinstein think it's the nuts, and they're usually on the right side of that stuff. So, I mean, to an extent where they play a little too much of everything. But yes, been having a philosophical discussion with Weinstein about how the cost of playing complex methods compared to playing simple methods, where even if it's something can be slightly better, it's if it costs any energy at all, then I believe that it swings to be worse. Um, so Tuno seemed like it was asking. Three Hearts said he has some kind of four card raise. I don't know whether it was a minimum or maximum, but he might be showing his Doubleton. They're very close to slam. It's a terrible slam, though. You need 3 2 trumps and the queen on side. You get neither of those two things. And Norway managed to just stop in four spades. This is a hand where you get punished for playing five. If they do end up getting in a key card auction on this hand, then they're gonna figure out that they're off the queen of trumps. Well, I guess if they get to key cards, they've got enough key cards for slam. So they can't. They just can't afford to play five. They'll get foiled by the terrible trump break. Six clubs is not gonna make no. Six clubs is not. It's the same three losers in six clubs as you have in spades. Um, I don't think that they play regular spiral. I don't think that he would still be thinking over three hearts. I think something's going on because Brooklyn would have passed already. Okay, Doubleton heart. That's what. See, I knew something was up. Now that's a obviously changes the game completely when you know your partner has a Doubleton heart. Um, this still looks like they're gonna stop. Yeah. Okay, well done to stop. They took the maximum number of bids possible to stop in four spades. It's amazing because if the Jack of Spades was the Queen of Spades, it's basically a cold slam, just on 3-2 trumps. So I definitely get it that it's amazing how close they came to bidding slam, and it seems like they would have bid slam if East two major suit jacks were the Queen of Spades, he would have gone. So I think that they've done. They clearly are on top of this auction. That's a very good system they play. That it shows a doubleton. Uh, Interesting. Never seen that before, but I'm taking notes. So, Kalita used to play with Novosatsky on the Polish team. This is his first time playing on the Swiss team. Um, and Klukowski played with Gavrish. Um, yeah, Nova's now playing with Zimmerman, yes. All right, we've got three more boards this set. We need Norway to take a little make a little run here. If they can just pop a couple good scores on the score sheet right now, for just to make it a little closer going into the last set. 40 is a lot harder to come back from than 20 or 22 or 24. They need some action here. All right, just a run of the mill two hearts. Oh yeah, there is a slam on this board. Interesting. They they uh, they have 13 top tricks the moment they get in, but just have to lose the ace of hearts otherwise. North has a ridiculously good hand. I wouldn't be surprised if he just jumps to six diamonds. He's had one bad experience about jumping a slam in this match, so he might be second guessing himself. But man, does that hand look like a six diamond bid. He's got seven solid. He's got ace of spades with his partner who's overcalled. The only thing is he might be worried that there might miss a seven. But really, to make seven, he needs his partner to have what? King, queen of spades, and two aces. Yeah, that's not that unreasonable. So he could key card and find out about that hand, king, queen of spades. That doesn't look like. I'm not sure if that's key card. It's alerted. I wonder what their agreement here is for 4-0. Must be keycard. That is a strong statement. I think it's way more likely the minors, or a good hand with diamonds, or something like that. But it could be key card. Could be key card. Must be key card is definitely an overbid. Yeah, it's an interesting choice to double. I don't know what double must have some kind of meaning, like lead a club. Is the thing that I would think, or maybe he wants to defend. So if 4-0 was minors, then East wants to defend, and maybe that's what double says. Um, Man, it would be nice to have these alerts and know what's going on. So yeah, in the other room, they've been kind of left to their own devices. They're having some kind of 2-over-1 auction with no preempts. So they should be able to solve it no problem, but we'll see if that really plays out in practice. I would not define this as easier. This looks like a pretty tough auction. I don't see what Baki can do other than bid slam here. I don't see he's like boxed into a corner. He just has 8 tricks in his own hand, and his partner's overcalled. I just he's kind of just he has no idea how many aces his partner has. Yeah, Rob and I will be back on Wednesday for sure doing our instant tournament. And for those of you who've never seen my stream before, I also teach, and I run a free duplicate game every Tuesdays at 3:15 Eastern. It's 8 boards, and then there's a free post-mortem afterwards. It's on BBO. If you want to play in the game, you just need to sign up for my website and give us your BBO name, and then show up and play. It's free. Tuesdays, 3:15 p.m. on BBO. I don't know what's going on. This is like he's in the obviously he this is the finals of the Bermuda Bowl, um, and he doesn't want to. He knows that these decisions are everything. Yeah, 3:15 Eastern on Tuesdays. I have one for advanced players this Friday on BBO, also at 1 o'clock Eastern. Free again, all free. Here we go back to 6-0 again. Oh, there it is. We don't like to play trump suit contracts. Pocky likes his 6-0 trump. I get it. I get it. Good thing his partner didn't have like king of clubs and a heart void. Um, oh, maybe it's 1:15. Is it 1:15? I forget what time I advertise it as. I apologize. I don't know, and I don't have the information right here. I mean, could West jump to five hearts? It's a bit big. I mean, your opponents don't always just like get decisions right when you bid four hearts, right? I don't want to push them to slam with this West hand. I'd be a little bit hesitant at equal vulnerability to bid five with a 5-3-3-2 hand. You might just be going for 800 and give your opponents two winning options, where they're bidding a slam to make it, or they're just getting 800, which is probably what would have happened on this hand. Two spades, a heart is three, two diamonds is five. That's already 800. No, that's 500. Ace of clubs is 800, and then you happen to be getting lucky on this hand that clubs are perfect and you'd only lose one club trick, so you would only go for 800, but you'd be putting yourself up for 1100. So no, five hearts would not is not there's not a case for five hearts with 5-3-3-2. Uh, Sometimes there's hands where you do jump straight to five, but you're going to have way more playing strength, singletons and stuff. Usually, if you're bidding five, you're probably also planning to bid six. Okay, two boards to play in this set, then a quick break, and then another 16 boards to settle the Bermuda Bowl. Three clubs by South, maybe. It's Volgan's not. It's pretty ugly with the 6-3-2-2 hand, but he might feel like he needs a little bit of action. Um, Two boards to go. It doesn't feel like they've had very good results at this table. They played 3-0-4 down on the one hand. Um, his opponent's bid to that 5-2 heart fit on the one hand. All right, this is beatable. They have to at some point find a low heart to the king and a low heart back to the ace, and then a heart ruff to beat this contract. That is interesting. It's going to be an interesting. It's going to take a diamond lead because on a club lead, declarer can actually throw a heart from the dummy and and then make it that way. So like you can win on a club lead, you could win the queen of club, win the ace of clubs, cash the queen of clubs, throwing away the third heart from dummy, and then lead a low spade from your hand towards declare towards dummy. Not clear you'd play it that way, um, but yeah, that would work. But the diamond lead, I don't see how that they can figure this out on defense. He's gonna cover the jack of clubs, jack of diamonds with the queen. Uh, I just don't see. So he signals and trumps. He plays the 10 of spades. Yeah, it's going to go spade. He's got a pop ace, which isn't that easy to do for what it's worth. You're looking at king, jack, 9, 8, 7 to spades and dummy. You might just play second hand low and hope partner has the queen of spades. Small spade now from West because he wants a duck. And he got it. There it is. Making. All right, push board. Because in the other room, Helgamo was careful. He cashed the ace queen of clubs, throwing a heart like we thought. A diamond back will not work out well for on this hand. He'll take the rest of the tricks on a diamond back. It'll cost two imps to play a diamond back. He can survive a club, he can survive a heart, but a diamond will give Declare the rest of the tricks. So when he's thinking here, he's not thinking about over tricks. He's thinking about how to beat the contract. So he's placing cards. He's thinking, well, if my partner has the king of diamonds, can we beat this hand? He obviously is not going to play his partner for the king jack of clubs because those have no help at all for him beating this contract. So he's kind of hoping his partner's got two entries and the jack of hearts. I mean, I hear you. If you've watched my stream, you'll know I'm not a big believer in the Butler scores. I don't think that they're representative of who's played best. I think they're much more of an indicator of how well your opponents have played against you than about how well you've played. So, like for instance, on the Switzerland team, you had Zimmerman and Novosovsky who had a much better Butler than Brink Driver, but that doesn't mean that they played better by any means because they were playing against weaker opposition. They sat out against the good teams for the most part and played against the weaker teams. So, like on my team, my Butler with my partner was slightly plus, and we were the worst pair on the team. That was a pretty good indication that we were the worst pair on the team because we were playing against the weaker teams. But when you have one of your better pairs only playing sets against better teams, you can't say that they played worse or whatever than the teammates. It's ridiculous. Like, and on top of it all, just there's so much luck in cross imps. Like whether your opponent's bid slams against you, whether your slams make that your close slams make, whether you stay out of bad slam and other people are bidding it. Like it's really not a good indicator at all of how well you're playing. Um, okay, so he survived for a push here. And unfortunately, we are down to our last 17 hands, and I because it's just information that's available. I don't know why they do it. I just think it's garbage. Unless they also attach it. I mean, whatever. I just think it's garbage. I don't know why they do it. If they adjusted for the strength of opposition and had some kind of indicator for slams, like where, because really, genuinely, the slams are so weighted to being the most important boards that yeah, they totally skew what you're doing on the rest of the boards. Just like why imp pairs is just a terrible format of bridge. Like it's the worst format by a mile. It's the most luck by a mile. All right, well, this is not a good swing hand here for board 16. It is not an overbid. Impairs is a horrendous format. It is a horrendous format. It's like 90% luck and 10% skill when unless you're playing in a ridiculously strong field over a ridiculous number of boards. It is a horrendous format. It is the winner is not indicative at all of whether they are the best pair in the field. Of all formats, it is by far the least test of skill in pairs. Not an overbid. Absolutely hate the format. It's just really it's so much luck. All right, so this looks like they're off two aces. There's no slam. Um, No, imp teams is a whole nother animal because you have teammates at the other table to push the board. Uh, where so you have an equal opportunity. When you're playing pairs, if the opponents have the cards and they bid a slam against you, you don't have good teammates or reliable teammates on the other side to uh, yeah, to cover your score. So in an imp pairs, you just lose 13 opposite against the field anytime your opponents bid a slam against you, or if they miss a slam and you win 13. Great, congratulations! You really have done well. You deserve those 13 imps. Yeah. There's definitely a tactic to play your weaker pairs against the better teams and just get your imps. And we think maybe we screwed up in that for this event. All right. Nothing left here. We're gonna have a little 20-minute break or so. What time is it? It's 10:30. The last set starts at 11 11 Eastern plus a 10-minute break. So we're gonna restart in about 45 minutes. I might jump the stream, put the stream on a little bit early. But so I will be back for the last 3 hours and see this one through. I really hope Norway makes a run, so we get some exciting bridge. Um, yeah, so there's definitely ways to make Butler scores a lot more relevant if you adjust for the strength of your opponent. And that was it 1050. Are you sure it's not 11? I thought it was 11 o'clock. I thought that when I saw the schedule today, or when I looked on the website, that it was 11. That they changed it to be 4 o'clock instead of 3:50 for the last set. Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much. I'm sure it's pretty easy to do that with the butlers to make them actually more relevant for sure. I feel like I've played in tournaments in Europe where they've done that, where they've published adjusted butlers. In fact, even the Bermuda Bowl that I played in Bali, I feel like they published some kind of an adjusted butler that talks to you about uh, that. I mean, that tells you about the strength of your opponent. I feel like I remember seeing that. Definitely would affect it for sure. I wouldn't want to see mine from this Bermuda Bowl though, because we had a combination of not doing great and our opponents really played well against us. Even on the teams that were consistently losing, it felt like they were really playing their heart out against us. Morocco played great against us. UAE played great against us. Even the Panama, we had kind of a crazy swingy match against Panama. All right. Thank you. Happy to do it. I'm supposed to have a couple people possibly joining me, but neither one of them messaged me. I didn't mean to do it by myself, but we will see how it goes. Rob was going to pop in. Hi, hydrate. All right, I will be back in a little while. I'm closing the stream down. See you.